What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Touchdowns to Home Runs. My name is Bernie. Thank you for joining us today on the Touchdowns to Home Runs show. Hope that your day is going absolutely fantastic. Today we'll be breaking down this recent rough stretch of the Toronto Blue Jays, losing 5 of their last 6 games, including coming off a 2-game mini sweep at the hands of the Washington Nationals. We got a lot to break down today, particularly in terms of the bullpen, so definitely make sure to stick around. But just before we do get into the video, as always, guys, if you do enjoy what you see today, please make sure to let me know. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to Touchdowns to Home Runs for more content just like this. But I want to get it started off, of course, with that bullpen, and really the theme around the Toronto Blue Jays has been win big, lose small, and blow games in the late innings. And it's no question that the Blue Jays really over the course of the entire season have struggled managing their bullpen and finding any real consistency with some of these relief pitchers. But I want to put this into perspective for some of the fans out there. The Blue Jays rank 4th in the American League and 6th in the entire MLB in run differential, but still only have the 14th best record in Major League Baseball. Again, it shows that they're losing these close games. The Blue Jays have the 4th least saves in Major League Baseball, only ahead of the Orioles, Diamondbacks, and Pirates, the 3 teams with the lowest winning percentage in the entire league. And the Blue Jays have the 16th best bullpen ERA in Major League Baseball, so not great at all. Before we get into a complete rant, though, I want to start with some of the brighter spots of the Blue Jays bullpen, Jordan Romano being one of those. Really one of the only good things coming out of that pen so far. Went through one stretch where he allowed 5 home runs over the course of 7 appearances, but other than that, actually hasn't allowed a home run this year, and his 2.55 ERA is the second best on the Blue Jays in terms of pitchers on the staff who have had at least 15 appearances. The other bright spot, Adam Cimber, the pre-deadline acquisition, has been the other solid bullpen arm, posting a 2.37 ERA in 19 appearances so far for the Toronto Blue Jays. After this, though, it really goes downhill, and there's 2 guys in particular that I want to focus on. Number 1 being Rafael Dolis. Now, the Blue Jays finally DFA Dolis yesterday after posting a 5.63 ERA in 39 appearances so far this season. He's one of those relief pitchers that for whatever reason Charlie Montoyo gets a real liking to and feels like he has to pitch every single game and every single day. But I'll tell you something, Charlie, a guy with a 7.6 walks per 9 should not be pitching in the 7th and 8th inning of very tight ball games. It's actually a little disappointing overall, though, because he was supposed to be one of the Jays' best relievers coming into the year. And as much as Jays fans are satisfied with DFAing Dolis, a good Dolis would have definitely been a huge bolster to the Jays bullpen that definitely needed it this year and could potentially be one of the differences between the Jays getting a wild card spot and the Jays not. The second is Brad Hand. This was actually one of 3 of the actual deadline deals that the Blue Jays made, along with, of course, Barrios and Soria. But in 8 appearances for the Jays so far, posted a 7.50 ERA, including an awful outing last night. So again, the Blue Jays not getting it done in the back end of the bullpen, and some of these relievers that the Jays really need to step up, definitely not doing so far. It's not a question, though, that in the final months for the Toronto Blue Jays, or final month and a half for the Toronto Blue Jays, the bullpen is going to be the big question and going to be one of the potential make or break components of this team for the Blue Jays. You know, they're 4 games back right now. Only got, I think it's 43 games remaining in this Blue Jays schedule, so they got to be good. They got to be winning those tight games in those late ball games, so the bullpen can no longer afford to be as bad as they have been. I want to flip over to starting pitchers, still in line with the same theme about where the Blue Jays have gone wrong later in ball games, but I think starting pitchers is where it gets a little bit debatable for the Toronto Blue Jays. A couple of stats I'm going to throw out there. The Blue Jays are below league average in average innings pitched per start from their starting pitchers. They're also below league average in starts, in which the starters have pitched between 100 and 119 pitches thrown. Not a range that is unheard of in Major League Baseball anymore. Again, shows you're getting later into ball games. The Blue Jays are also 3rd in what's known as cheap wins. If you don't know what that stat is, it's basically winning games in which a starter doesn't pick up a quality start, so either allowing more than 4 runs, but what we're particularly going to focus on is when pitchers pitch under 6 innings. This is a real simple dissection to me, and it means the Jays are pulling their relief pitchers arguably too early more often than not and are giving too many innings to the bullpen. I'm going to be honest, guys like Ryu, Steven Matz haven't been a great help this year because they haven't been fantastic in that rotation, especially Ryu, where, you're expecting 7-8 innings night in, night out, given on what he's done, over the course of the past decade and what he even did last year for the Toronto Blue Jays. But that's actually not an excuse for the Blue Jays rotation and their mismanagement of the bullpen, because the Blue Jays rank 9th in the MLB in starting pitching ERA and 7th in the MLB in wins from starting pitchers. What I think is a big thing here and what Charlie Montoyo needs to understand is what John Gibbons was the best at. The best part of John Gibbons was that he understood that it's not always necessary to follow the plan that you put out at the start of these games. I understand that, you go in with the plan. This guy could be pitching in the 7th inning. This guy could be pitching in the 8th inning. And then we got our closer in the 9th inning. But you don't always need to follow that same plan. And sometimes, and I think more often than not with this Toronto Blue Jays team, especially this year, is it's crucial to go off the feel and the eye test and what you're seeing. So, if a starting pitcher or even a relief pitcher is doing well and the pitch count isn't too high or they didn't pitch the day before in the case of relief pitchers, leave them out there. And too often than not, particularly with relief pitchers, we see them only go, 1 inning, less than an inning, and they had, a perfect inning, only allowing 1 hit, no hits, no walks. And, we feel the need to always use 3-4 relievers every single night. And, that causes, over the course of a 162-game Major League schedule, it makes it really, really tough to manage not only fatigue, but manage the bullpen as a whole. And I think especially now at this later part of the season, I think we're definitely seeing some of the side effects of that. I want to flip over just before we end the video to hitting. Now, it has nothing to do with the theme that we've been talking about over the course of the video, which is that the Blue Jays have been blowing games late in ball games. But I want to go over briefly the position that this lineup has been putting the team and the bullpen in. And again, those good situations late in ball games that the Blue Jays have been in. The Blue Jays lead the league in home run slugging and OPS as a team. They're 2nd in Major League Baseball on average, 5th in RBIs, and 6th in on-base percentage. I don't know how else to say it. The Blue Jays are scoring runs and definitely giving the both starting pitchers and bullpen run support that they definitely need to in order to have a better record than what currently ranks 14th in Major League Baseball. Now, again, they have had some struggles without Springer in their lineup. Their record definitely reflects that. They've had a much, much better record, not only actually in the Rogers Center, so actually having home games, but again, with Springer in that lineup. But again, I don't think the lineup is the issue at all. So, they're better with Springer in their lineup. They're better at the Rogers Center, no doubt about it. But I think a healthy version of this lineup either way is definitely competitive enough to be in the postseason, and honestly has been one of the best in all of Major League Baseball. And I don't think there's any way that you could argue that. I just showed the stats. This Blue Jays lineup is good. The starting pitchers are okay. The bullpen, not good at all. And it's going to need to change if the Blue Jays have any chance to climb back into this wild card race in this final 40-game stretch of the Major League season. But anyways, guys, if you did enjoy today's video, please make sure to let me know your thoughts and comments, first of all, down in the comment section below, but also smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to Touchdowns to Home Runs for more Major League content, more Blue Jays content just like this. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys again next time.